interviewing. You know, that's what they doing. Stick around. It's about to get all roomy up in here. Remote Ruby starts now.
Chris Oliver, happy
Andrew
Thursday?
Mason, Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon. I shipped a big feature this week. Everything went well, so
you're retired now?
I'm retired.
You're done?
Yeah, I'm hanging up my jersey in the rafters.
2025 jersey up there. And then you peace out. Ryan Bates it, as we say in the biz, in the showbiz.
Did you watch the new South Park episode?
No, not yet.
Dude. I love South Park. Anyone who knows me knows I truly love South Park.
Yep.
And I didn't love it until I was an adult. And I was like, oh, wait, now I get it.
Yeah,
and
it's one of those things.
They've had a few kind of like laid back seasons for the past few years, but they got a $1.5 billion deal with Paramount. And they just dropped the first episode of the new season. And dude, they came out swinging. It's all over everything right now. So you'll know when this is recorded because all of social media is flooded with it. It's outrageous.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Alongside that, Ozzy Osbourne died.
And Hulk Hogan died.
What a week.
Yeah, dude, what a week.
Oh, so what's the big feature that you shipped?
We added emoji reactions.
Oh, I saw that email.
Yep, we had emoji reactions to posts in the app. And we also did like a lot of behind the scenes refactoring to kind of unify the different types of posts you can create throughout the application. Because like we have a community feature that's kind of like Patreon, where you can have private community where you and your community like discuss things. You can create posts with videos, et cetera, et cetera. And we also have a discussion post feature that's akin to Reddit that you can have on your actual products.
Yep.
And we did a lot of work behind the scenes, kind of unifying those experiences into like something more together, doing a lot of refactoring, like update using Turbo for pagination, going to infinite scrolling, allowing posts to be interactable from the index pages, like just a lot of design work. So yeah, just some overhaul on the post features.
Did it go smoothly?
Yeah. There was one translation thing with the emojis that we had to fix, but that was it.
Oh.
There's so many things about emoji reactions that you don't think about until you start getting into it, and you're like, holy crap, this is a lot deeper than I thought it'd be.
Yeah. Are you broadcasting those updates in real time? Like
yes, we are.
Over WebSockets?
Turbo refreshes.
Did we talk about this last week?
Yeah, I didn't say what it was about, but I did talk to you about an issue we were kind of working through with that.
Yeah, like if you broadcast from a job, we don't know if it's current user or not. So that kind of stuff, I'm sure, is fun. Did you get that solved cleanly?
Yep. My brilliant coworker, Diogo, and I worked through that. And
nice.
It's all live. So now I'm in the process of starting to clean things up. There's a lot of like JavaScript views because we upgraded everything to Turbo. Like everything's nice and fresh. So there's old JavaScript views that we're trying to get rid of and a bunch of old components. And I haven't even started deleting the old code. All I did was, because we use Flipper, obviously.
Yeah, as you should.
As we should.
Yes.
So all I've done is remove the gated code. So like just removing like the Flipper conditions. I have over 51 files changed. Haven't even started deleting the old code.
That's funny. Yeah, I've got who I'd love to have on the show. We have in Hatchbox, we got like a branch to go like migrate stuff from ASDF to Mies. And it's in a similar boat where like there's some transition code. But as I was doing certain things, I was like, well, actually, we'll never hit that code path anymore. So I could just delete it or whatever. But then certain things I was like, I should probably keep that around for now. And it's a good example of transitioning these two tools. It may not work for somebody, and you might want to say, okay, we'll flip them back to the old thing temporarily while I fix this. So the whole service is still functional for everyone. But if they run into an issue, we can default everybody to the new stuff, but fall back for people with issues, and that's
what
lifesaver.
If you're smart, you always use a God object for the flipper conditional. I never write if flipper enabled flag name. I always write if flipper enabled flag name, comma,
God,
our object. Like user account site, whatever it is in your application. That way you can enable it for like an account. And that's how you let in your internal users first and your team. And then you roll it out to more people. And that's how you can disable it for a certain person.
Everybody names their current attributes class current, but now you need to go and rename it to God.
But I'm actually using current attributes. Like,
you need to go make a pull request to Rails to rename it God attributes.
Current.god. Dude, that could get testy in the comments.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was going to say, of course, his name's JDX-help on Blue Sky. Do I even know his actual name?
Dude, we've done this before.
From Mies, I actually randomly commented on my Blue Sky on one of my posts, and I was like, well, that's cool. So, and he was asking about me pre-compiling, Rubies for Hatchbox and stuff. And then also has this new experimental back end. So you can define all of the versions of your language in the mies.toml file. So when you then run mies install Ruby 3.4.5, it will actually detect the like HTTP version of it and then can go download a zip file or tarball and then extract it instead of having to actually compile your stuff. That's sweet. So I guess he's been thinking of similar things and problems at the same time. And I was like, we need to get a portable version of this. One of these days, we're going to make it happen. I'm going to keep bothering people until it gets done. But
all we do on this show is like put that energy out into the universe. It's going to happen.
Yeah. So I was like, this is sweet. So we may actually even further, I haven't rolled out our Mies migration yet for Hatchbox, but we may further change that before we go. Cause then I can just like write a Mies config to your server and then it'll download the tarballs automatically. Cause I can just
super nice.
Cause it also has like Mac OS ARM 64, AMD 64, Mac OS, Linux, whatever. It even works on Windows too, I think, which is wild. So yeah, I was pretty stoked to see that because it seems like a really, really good fit for products like ours and tools like ours. So yeah, pretty excited. So we should have him on the show soon. So I'm going to have to message him and say, yo,
send him this episode.
Yeah.
So last week I was like, hey, if we're all using like the same version manager, which I thought a lot of us were, we should just use the mies.toml files and like so we can get the tasks and the end stuff and like everything else that comes with that. And there were like 2 or 3 people who weren't. And one of them asked me to like talk about why Mies was so good. So I made a massive deep dive document detailing all of that. And I was supposed to talk about it on Friday, but instead we talked about AI. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes at modern software companies these days.
Jeff Dickey. That's JDX. Yes. All right. Found it. Had to go all the way to his personal website to find that.
Yeah, I love Mies. Like the more you dig into the documentation, number one, the documentation is so good.
It's so good. Everything about it.
The more you dig into it, you learn like new things. You're like, holy crap, like I could do that. Like I didn't even realize that.
I know.
It's giving me so many good ideas.
Because that's the kind of stuff that's like the Linux or Unix tool philosophy where it's like we have a whole bunch of little commands that are incredibly flexible. And Mies is exactly that, where it's like we have just a little set of plugins. They all have various options of how you can like connect them to other things. And then all of a sudden you have this incredibly powerful like Swiss Army knife that you can use that everything else, when you look at every other tool, it's like so specific and so sort of rigid where you can't bend it to do what you need to do. You'd have to build your own. Mies is the one that's, whoa, we just pick up this tool and we can use it for whatever we need. This is well designed, well thought out, well engineered to be able to be used in all these different things. And I'm sure that's very, very hard-won knowledge over the years, like earned through battle scars and stuff. But you can tell immediately when somebody's thought it out completely like that. It's cool. So yeah, we'll have to have a show with him sometime. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure. That's good software.
Hi, I'm Adam from JudoScale, and like most of you, I'm never going to be as smart, funny, and good-looking as Andrew and Chris. But hey, at least they let me sponsor their podcast. I'll make it quick. JudoScale is an autoscaler for Heroku, Render, Fly, and AWS. We're a better autoscaler because we track more effective metrics, analyze them more frequently, and give you the controls you need to dial in predictable and reliable scaling. Traffic spikes, request timeouts, backed up job queues, JudoScale has you covered. Head to judoscale.com/remote-ruby to learn more.
Have you tried the simulate version thing for Bundler?
No, I saw that and I didn't really know what the use case was for it. I didn't have time to dig into it.
So
what does it do?
I'm going to pull up a linear issue I made about this because I wrote this down like a smart person. So Bundler 4 is on the horizon, right? And there's a bunch of changes in that.
Oh, yeah. And we're skipping Bundler 3.
Yes.
Right.
We're skipping Bundler 3. We're moving straight to Bundler 4. And there's a bunch of changes. I don't know what they all are, but
this is the Windows 9 of Bundler.
I think the purpose is to align it with Ruby Gems 4. So like Bundler 4, Ruby Gems 4, they both come out at the same time. Bundler 2.7 created a simulate version configuration option. So if you run bundle config simulate _ version space 4, that will simulate the Bundler 4 behavior locally. They've asked you to run bundle install and verify that the log file and everything is consistent. And if there's any issues, to report them to the Bundler team. I'll post a link to the blog post in the show notes.
Are there many breaking changes that potentially...
I haven't actually run it. You want to do it live?
So you can set that config globally so that
correct
every project you're working on will be simulating version 4, which is probably a good thing. It just depends. Like maybe I'll run this. Let's see. You can set local simulate version 4.
I just did
maybe I'll do that with.
bundled.
Is there like a diff on the gem file lock? Is that different at all? Because that was what I was going to look and see.
Bundle.
It may not be that different if you've already run bundled with 2.7, then maybe it'll be exactly the same.
Yeah, bundle simulate version 4 is in the bundle config file, and bundle install just works. So
bundle.
I might as well commit that, I guess.
Interesting. Do you have to write bundle install now? Because when I type bundle, it prints out the bundler commands. I used to just run bundle. Interesting.
Bundle. Works for me.
Really? Huh.
Although I'm like getting skeptical that it's actually working.
I don't see any differences in the gem file lock after running it. But yeah, if I type bundle
I think that's
now,
the goal,
it says...
right? Like, ideally it wouldn't.
Yeah, that makes sense. And probably even 2.6, whatever, is already kind of...
What version of Bundler am I on? Bundler-V. Oh, wait, hold on.
When I say bundle...
Oh, I think I'm on
prints out the bundler commands and stuff.
I think I'm on a really old version of Bundler.
If you type bundle, does it print out the help docs? Because at the top of mine, it shows bundler version 2.7.0, parentheses, simulating bundler 4.
How did
it shows like
you
exactly
update Bundler? Gem install.
Do gem update -- system.
Oh.
Because then you'll get Ruby Gems and Bundler to be on the latest.
Yeah. Gem install Bundler updated 2.0. Okay, I think I ran it with a much older version.
And here, I forgot there was also 2.7.1 that came out.
Didn't a new version of Ruby come out today?
2 of them, yes. I was going to bring that up because I just compiled those for Hatchbox earlier. 2 CVEs in Ruby 3.2.
Ooh.
Possible denial of service in the resolve gem and DOS vulnerability in net IMAP. But I think 3.3.9 only has the resolve gem and not net IMAP. Maybe net IMAP was one of the things that got extracted from being a default gem in like 3.3 maybe. That may be why it's not in both of the releases there. But interestingly enough, 3.4 Ruby 3.4 did not have patch release for that CVE. So I don't remember. Then maybe Ruby 3.2 has Resolve version 0.2.2 or earlier. Ruby 3.3 Resolve version 0.3 is vulnerable, and Ruby 3.4 Resolve version 0.61 and earlier. So interesting.
All right. I discovered something live IRL on the podcast. I ran.
You're hearing it here first.
Yeah,
folks.
you're hearing it right here first. I ran bundle install. Everything worked. That seems odd. And I'm on the new version of Ruby Gems. I'm on the latest version of Bundler, and I have the config option. Let me just blow it all away and try again. So I ran bundle install -- clean, and it added bundle clean true into my bundler config file. And then every time I tried to run bundler install, it gave me like a warning that cleaning all the gems in my system was dangerous, and I had to run bundle clean -- force. Is that expected? If I run bundle install -- clean, I don't think I expected to add that in my config file.
I don't know if I've run bundle install -- clean before, because I think I usually run bundle clean directly if I'm going to do that.
Oh, okay.
As a separate command.
Just like my room,
Or
I
maybe-
don't clean my bundler. So
Bundle clean is not listed in the commands here.
it says bundle clean's on bundle clean. Cleaning
But-
all the gems on your system is dangerous. Yes, I understand that. That time it
Maybe
did
I'm
not
thinking
update
of
my config file.
Bundle
though.
pristine?
Yes, I was thinking of bundle pristine, but clean just made more sense to me. Let me just type this out.
Yeah, this is weird. So in 2.7, if you just run bundle, it prints out the help stuff, right?
It doesn't for me.
It doesn't for you. So what is different?
Bundler
weird.
-v 2. Wait, why am I still in 2.3? Hold on. Bundler.
What's your gemfile.lock show at the bottom?
It's bundle
or
update
maybe you need to
bundler,
reshim?
right? Ooh. No,
You
I
got
shouldn't need to
Are you using
reshim.
shims?
No, I don't use shims. So use
Shimson?
Mies. You don't need to use shims if you're using Mies. That's the whole like.
I mean,
speed
you
improvement.
can.
You can, but then you like negate the massive
Well,
performance.
I'm
like,
pretty
boost
sure
you
that
get from not
we-
using shims.
I think we have to use the shims in Hatchbox because like we're running in system D, so we don't have any.
Yeah, okay.
We don't
So
have
you're
a
not-
prompt for it to
right.
inject
So you don't have an
into.
interactive prompting. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But like
But,
for on
yeah.
your normal computer, you do not need to use shims for
Yeah.
Mies. Hold on, everything's reinstalling now.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to run bundler to update bundler? Let's find out. I also ran the gem update system, and it did not update bundler, obviously.
Interesting. Bundler. Okay, this is the top change actually that it shows here. Running just bundle will print help usage. That's in the upgrade docs. We're changing this default to make bundler more friendly for new users. Makes a lot of sense.
Does it?
It
Like,
totally makes sense.
What happens when you run npm or yarn?
We don't want to copy whatever
you
JavaScript
want, no,
does.
but you want.
They make
why
bad
not?
decisions
No.
over there.
No, you definitely do want to copy what they do, or you want like a standard,
God.
right? You want like the same.
Get off this podcast.
dude. I
Go
swear.
to remote Node.js.
Oh my god, where's Jason? I need him right now. Like he would back me up on this.
Jason can't save you. You've dug yourself a hole now.
Definition lock was passed a target file argument to fix this warning, remove it from the definition lock. Okay,
What are
so
you
it looks like it
doing over there?
ran, but with a warning. Hold on, I'm pissed off at you right now. I feel like you would definitely want to maintain it. I don't know. I kind of like the fact that just running bundle takes like
I
the
like-
default action. Because that's to me what
I
bundle,
like
bundle install is
it.
the default action.
Yeah. I
If it
mean,
maybe output it
but then,
help
like,
at the end,
you
sure.
it does seem like bundle -- help would be obvious enough if you're used to Linux commands and stuff. But
Everything,
I can
like-
see why they may not want to do it. The other thing that they're trying to fix here a little bit is if you are deploying to production, like it used to be like during your deployments, you would say bundle install -- without development
Right, right.
test. But they're really pushing to say, write that to the bundle config instead. Write it to disk so that you know that you want to skip those when you're deploying or whatever.
That's fair.
Because it can be real easy to like type bundle install in your custom deploy script and you forget those. And then like you have these development gems in production being installed that are unnecessary or whatever.
It's definitely fair.
So Yeah. I think one of the things that was weird that they're trying to get is like bundle install dash dash without in production. If you ran that, those flags are persisted in the app's configuration file, and then bundle invocations happily ignore development and test gems.
So that's probably
So
why
magic will
running
disappear.
bundler install dash dash clean wrote that to the config file.
Yeah, in your older version, and it won't do that anymore in Bundler 4.
Okay.
So that's why it's a little confusing, where it's like,
Right.
let's just be consistent and tell you to set that config so that you can choose to have that there or not.
I just ran bundle install again and I got no warnings. Also, it seems like it ran a lot faster.
2.3 is probably pretty old, right?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm on 2.3, but
Gem Bundler.
okay, but
2.3.
every time I run bundle install, it installs new gems though.
2.3 is from 20.
That might have been the system version.
22,
That might not have been
basically.
the. Hold on, I can.
Well, originally it was in 2021.
No, yeah,
December.
our gem file is bundled with 2.3. What the hell? All right, I got
Jeez.
another PR to make.
You got to fix that. Get people up
I didn't even realize that.
to a
Well,
reasonable version.
I mean, we're on the latest version of
No.
Ruby though, so it's like, why is our bundler so late? All right, I'll fix that.
Production monitoring can be complicated. There are tons of tools and techniques, but you just want to know that your app is up and your users are happy. When your customers encounter a problem, you need clear, actionable intelligence, not walls of charts and reams of logs. That's why they built Honeybadger, the monitoring tool you've always wanted, a tool that's there when you need it and gets out of your way when you don't. With Honeybadger, you'll know when critical errors occur and which customers are affected. You'll be able to respond instantly when your systems go down and improve the health of your systems over time. Plus, you can fix problems before your customers can even report them. Honeybadger is the application health monitoring tool built for you, the developer who cares about a quality product and happy customers. Start monitoring today at honeybadger.io. It's free to get started and setup takes less than 5 minutes. Once again, that's www.honeybadger.io. Have you guys, well, probably not because you're on bundler, 0.3.
Hey, don't press me, bro.
One of the nice, awesome things that has changed recently in Bundler 2, and I can't remember if you have to opt into it with an existing gem file, but the checksums at the end are a little annoying when you merge a change and you gotta go through your gem file and deal with the merge conflicts. But that adds checksums to the bottom of the lock file, and that will be by default going forward in version 4. So we opted into that when it came out in all of the Jumpstart apps. So everybody's seen that who's using Jumpstart, and it's really nice just to have that extra little security there where if some reason somebody was able to tamper with your connection and you downloaded a gem and the SHA didn't match or whatever, then that's a way to inject some malicious code into your application. So now that helps a little bit with that and trusting your sources and everything. And it looks like some other minor things. You can't have multiple global gem file sources. So you would have your typical Ruby gems at the top, but you're going to have to use a block for it for, say, Sidekick Enterprise or something that has its own repository. You'll just use the source and the URL in a block. So all the gems in there will be matched to that. And global path and Git sources will no longer be supported. That's interesting. I don't think I've used that at all. I've usually said gem, the dependency name, and the path or Git option. Apparently, you could just say instead of gem and the name, you could just say path or Git and point it to a folder or Git repo. Didn't know that was the thing. Seems fine to get rid of then.
Yeah, for sure. We're talking, I opened a PR to fix this bundler version.
Yeah. Bundle install bin stubs flag is being removed. There will just be a bundle bin stubs command now.
Okay.
Makes
I was going to say,
sense.
don't remove the bin stubs. All right.
Here's something that might affect anybody writing gems. Bundle inject command will be replaced with bundle at. Oh, no. I thought it was the other way around. Bundle inject command will be replaced with bundle add. We believe the new command fits the user's mental model better and supports a wider set of use cases. The interface supported by bundle inject works exactly the same in bundle add. I've never used bundle inject. I don't think.
I don't even know what it does.
Well, you're on an old version. You could tell me.
Dude, all right. You gotta stop pressing me about this. I'm fixing it right now. 2.3 is not...
Adds
right,
the
never
name
mind,
gems with their version requirements to the resolved gem file. And this command will add the gem to both your gem file and gem file lock if it isn't listed yet. I don't know what the difference is between that and bundle add. Let me pull up the docs for bundle add. Add gem to the gem file and run bundle install. Isn't that basically the same thing? There's just a whole lot less options for bundle inject.
Interesting.
And no examples.
Bundle inject persists to the gem file?
Oh, it's been deprecated since bundler 2.1. So that's pretty old.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't know that. And that 2.1 is 2019 was when 2.1 came out. So a couple years.
Jeez.
All right.
Couple years? I was a fresh baby-faced junior. Happy to have a job in 2019, dude.
Get and path gems will be included in vendor cache by default. We're unsure why these gems are treated specially, so we'll start caching them normally.
No, that's a good change.
Yeah, so then I wonder if we'll need to get ignore vendor cache. I'm not sure if that's...
Most people do by default, right?
Well, your vendor folder you normally include because you got vendor JavaScript and vendor style sheets, and even people used to do gems in there. I got
nothing in vendor except for assets.
Yeah.
I guess if you're not using like the JS bundling rails and the CSS bundling rails, maybe you have more stuff.
Yeah. What else here? Bundler environment is deprecated in favor of bundler load. We're not sure how people might be using this directly, but we have removed the bundler environment class, which was instantiated by bundler environment, since we realized the bundler runtime class was the same thing. During the transition, bundler environment will delegate to bundler load. Some of these other ones are interesting, like bundler clean env with clean env, clean system, and clean exec. Those are being removed, interestingly. All of these helpers ultimately use bundler clean env under the hood, which makes sure all bundler related environment are removed inside the block it yields. This was useful because a gem like appraisal, you want to run the version of appraisal in your gem file, but you need to actually remove all of the bundler stuff in the environment so you can run the commands in your terminal just fine. So it seems like what it says, after quite a lot of user reports, we noticed that users don't usually want this, but instead they want the bundler environment as it was before the current process was started. And there is bundler with the original and bundler original system and original exec were born. They always use the new bundler original env.
What I'm hearing from a lot of this is like, we got to delete a bunch of code that we did not need.
It seems like a nice cleanup type thing here. Other than that, honestly, that covers most things, I think. So, yeah, it seems like it's going to be pretty smooth transition for anybody who's already using the latest bundler, which you should be if you're not. But it seems like it's going to be pretty painless for us. Your PR didn't take very long during the podcast.
No, yeah, it's already building in CI. I was keeping an eye on that to make sure everything worked there. I didn't add the simulate version yet. I was like, let's go to bundler 2.7. Then we'll add the simulate version.
Sure. Yeah, I think it doesn't seem to have too many breaking changes. This could be pretty much as smooth as possible, seems like. So that looks pretty great. I just pulled up the Rails repo, and it's fun to see my name in the latest commit there. Byroot merged a little doc update I made to the getting started guide, because yesterday I came across another Reddit thread. We were reviewing a PR that was trying to fix what seemed like a typo but wasn't a typo. People would misread one of the routes that I put in the guide without context of where in the routes it goes. So people were misreading it and doing a plural version instead of singular, and then they nested it instead of not. Little things like that. So it came up on Reddit, and I was like, I gotta go fix this or whatever. And the Reddit thread was funny because Reddit's normally a little interesting place to go comment
It's people
on.
like me.
Well, I left a comment that was like, here's where you want to put it with some context. And then I was like, 5 minutes later or whatever, I was like, I made a PR to Rails to clarify this too. And then like a few minutes later, somebody goes, if you ever wanted a definition of ownership, this is it. Complimenting me on, here's the information you should know. And then you actually went and made a pull request to go fix it for everybody in the future. And I was like, well, I appreciate that. That's awesome. Because that's, yes, how it should be.
That is how it should be. But because it's on Reddit, I'm going to take me and my 20 Reddit accounts and go downvote that comment.
Yeah. Well, then
No-
I'll still
no
be
positivity here, boy.
I'll still be positive. I got 32 upvotes for that for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I was just like,
some more Reddit accounts.
this is funny, you know, like it's not normally the case, but yeah, I was like, well, cool. I'm just glad to see like that guide is doing so well. And I think partly that guide's getting a lot of new eyeballs because of the 47-hour interview with DHH and Lex Friedman, which is a good podcast. But man, I listened to it over like a week. I'll sit down and have lunch and watch a little bit, and then I'll go back to work and then like take the dog out and I'll listen to a few minutes there or whatever. But it took a long time to get through that freaking podcast.
You're a better man than me because 6 hours, I cannot commit to that. There's
Yeah. Well,
no way.
the interruptions were hard enough, but if you have ADHD, I think that'd be real hard to get through that.
If I had to listen to a whole 6 hour podcast, that would be like my longest relationship in years.
You, DHH, and Lex Friedman.
All right, cut that. That's going to end up in a super cut someday that I don't want to
It
be
was
in.
funny.
You know what's been driving me crazy recently related to Rails changes? There's
to Reddit or 6 hour podcast.
I actually just wanted to talk about this. I was going to segue into this regardless of what you said. The raise on open redirects option in Rails that's now on in 7.
Is that the one where you have to say like allow other hosts is true?
Yes.
Yeah, the open redirects name didn't quite process in my head very well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember that being the thing where I have to say like allow to go to another domain, which makes sense, but I don't know of a better name for it. But yeah, that's been in there for a while, right? Like
yes, but we
Rails 7.2 maybe? 7.1?
Yeah. But isn't Rails still on 7.2? So it's not been in there
Rails?
Yeah.
Rails is on 8.0, bro.
Cut that shit.
You're on
Edit.
You're on don't
No,
edit.
no,
Paul,
no.
do not edit that out.
No.
You're on Ruby 2.3. You're on Rails 7.2.
I'm not. No. I'm not on
You're
Ruby
on
2.3. I'm on the latest version of
Bundler
Ruby.
2.3. You're probably on Ruby 2.3.
No, I am not on Ruby 2.3. Hell no.
I'm on 1.9. It's the latest. You're walking.
No, I am on the
through-
latest Ruby version.
Oh, sure. What is the latest Ruby version?
3.4.
3.4 what? Hey, at least
4?
that's right. 5.
Dude,
See?
I feel exposed right now. Everyone's like,
see.
damn, we didn't realize just how bad the ADHD was. Like, bro doesn't even know. What
I do have
version
to
of
keep
Rails we're on.
I have to keep tabs on it a lot more than most people
When
because
the
I have
hell
to
did Rails 8
pre-compile
come
it
out?
Dude,
I feel
that
so
was-
for real. I did not know Rails 8 was out.
Rails 8 months ago.
No fucking way.
Wait. Yeah, November 7th, 2024. You guys aren't on Rails 8 yet?
Hold
I mean, it
on.
was a
What if
pretty
we-
easy
Hold on. What
upgrade,
if we
like-
are?
You might be, because the only real things were like new apps get Kamal and they get
No,
solid.
We're on the
trifecta
we're on the
and
latest
stuff.
version of 7.2.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a real easy
Oh.
upgrade. You could probably upgrade
Okay,
during the podcast.
hold on. I know why I was confused. Someone just messaged me this morning about the upgrade to Rails 8, and I remember being like, I thought we were already on Rails 8. So that's why I was confused when I'm trying to cop a plea right now. Your Honor.
So funny.
Dude, I'm being so for real. I did not realize Rails 8 was out. I guess I knew, but now I know no.
Now everyone knows that you don't know.
Dude, if this podcast is released, Jamie's going to fire me because he doesn't even know.
But
He's
you're going to be like,
he's
well, look,
8 months behind in time.
yeah, but you've got the latest bundler ready to go. So you
That's
can't be
true.
that far.
That's true.
See,
And
if
we
we
are-
didn't record this podcast, you would have no idea.
And neither
What
would the
year it
people who
is.
pay me. Dude. Yeah, no, I wouldn't know what year it was. I wouldn't know all the hot
Yeah.
goss.
Speaking of the Rails PRs and stuff, I got our follow-up guide pretty much ready to go for the new tutorial that's going to be following up from the getting started guide. I don't know. I'm going to call DHH out for this on the podcast. Hopefully he's not listening too much, but that guide, we spend a lot of time building the registration and update your password and email address stuff to finish out what I think a lot of people would love to have in the Rails authentication generator, or it needs to be like a registration generator or something in addition to it. So if you want to maybe just have the login stuff, you could generate that. But we spend this guide, probably half the guide, kind of working through those things. Sign up. We have a signups controller. Then we have the store, and we want to have an admin area where you can view all your customers that have registered and the products and things. But we also need like a user's controller for you to update your profile and delete your account and update your email. And we need to like, well, if you change your email, then we want to send you an email to the new address so you can confirm that you're changing it so you don't lose access and blah, blah, blah. So changing your password and doing all that correctly. We go through in the guide, but it's like, I still wish, and maybe we can have an additional generator or something at some point to extend the auth generator. But David rejected those PRs originally because people were like excited about auth, but then like there were a few PRs trying to add those extra features that got rejected. And it's like, let's just keep it simple. People have different types of registration and whatever, but I think there's common enough with Devise, for example, like having a sign up page, forgot your password page. Well, that's already in there. But sign up, edit your profile, edit your email, delete your account. All that's on your own. And it's quite a bit. That guide ended up being longer than I thought it was going to be. But that'll be merged soon. And then part of a new tutorial section on the Rails official website. So I've got another guide that I'm almost done with. Hopefully done with after we finish recording today. I'll wrap up my first draft of it, and then we'll have another follow-up on the follow-up of the follow-up guide.
For the second week in a row, I'm going to once again disagree with your opinion.
Oh,
I'm going to be very
what does
careful.
Node.js do? What do they do in NPM?
I'm going to be very careful how I word this.
Okay.
I agree with DHH in that everyone has their own thing. Why do we need to make... Dude, yeah, I don't want that. What if my app doesn't need sign up, bro? That's just like extra crap that I'm going to have to change later, like because it doesn't look the way I want it to, and it doesn't do the things I want it to. And it doesn't.
Well, it's not going to look like anything, just like the sign up auth generator doesn't.
But just read your tutorial.
Well, yeah,
Stop submitting PRs to Rails for this.
It'll be fine, but it's like part of the selling point is like
make a Rails bite. Come on.
There you go. Might have to do that.
I was going to say if you want reason, just make a Rails bite and we're good to go. I don't need people to commit this to Rails.
I do want to finish my rewrite of revise auth, which is pretty much taking the auth generator and doing all of this, but hiding it in a gem, and then you can just copy over those controllers or views when you want to customize them and stuff. So
and I love that.
What kind of auth magic do you have at Podia? It's like sign up with your email and password, edit your email, edit your password.
No, the settings is not that simple. Like that's the one thing I'm like, I don't want you to make my user settings page.
Well, sure, that's fine. But like, we can at least give you a starting place for the registration.
Rails generate scaffold. I got that.
Scaffolds?
Yeah, well, not
they
that
don't
I've
generate
ever, not
individual
that we,
scaffolds like that.
When you
have
work
you
on
ever even used a scaffold?
No. Not since the last Go Rails tutorial, if I'm being honest. Once you're at a certain place, you're like, I don't need those freaking scaffolds. Like I can just
I just think that for newer users of Rails, it's important. That's why Devise has been so adopted.
But yeah, but then just use Devise.
You could, but it's not the Rails way anymore.
Why not? Dude, if
Because-
Devise isn't the Rails way, then we've got decades of tutorials to change.
I'm glad that we got Devise updated to be compatible with Hotwire and stuff. There's
Okay,
really not much maintenance on it
valid.
anymore, but it has been so long. It's one of those awful projects because, like DHH and you pointed out, like everybody wants to do it differently. So there's a million pull requests with people's opinions on how Devise should work. But Devise needs more of a clear line in the sand of like, this is what we're going to offer. And if you want to do other stuff, you can extend it on your own. But like, this is how it's going to work. So I feel like there's some in between of the two. So maybe I just need to finish my revise auth that more or less mimics what's built into the auth generator or whatever. That reminds me, I have another PR because somebody did a really great job adding a test session helper thing so you can sign in as a user for your tests. But a while back, we probably talked about this on the podcast too. Like I made a PR to extend that to also work with, because it's included in like test case, active support test case, which happens to also be included in your system tests or whatever, but it doesn't work in system tests. It just blows up because it can't access the cookie jar. So there's a PR I have in here apparently that's still open that I don't think anybody's reviewed yet that does add system test support. And it's pretty straightforward, but it's taken from one of the people at 37 Signals in their blog post, actually. So let's see, who was it? Lewis Buckley. He had a faster Rails system tests blog post that explained this stuff. And it was basically like, in your system tests, you can actually use Capybara to directly add a cookie into the browser, which is cool. So that saves a ton of time from loading the login page to filling out the form to submitting it to then just jumping directly to your test. You can just jump. Well, it's a little annoying because you have to first load a page before you can set the cookie. So you still have to do one of the steps of just load /about or some simple page.
Still, that's
quick.
nice.
But it saves a ton of time. So I'm hoping that gets merged because this new session helper is added in whatever Rails 8.1 or Rails 9, whatever the next version ends up being. 8.1, I think, is what it's called. But I'm hoping that that gets merged before then so that it gets included there, because it's a little weird not to have system tests working the same way. Even though the method's there, it just blows up. So hopeful for that and stuff. But yeah, Rails next release is going to be hopefully soon. I'm assuming around Rails World. But we'll have to get Jorge on the show to talk about the new lexical editor. Maybe we can get him to fly into St. Louis and we'll go spray graffiti on that bridge. It has tricks on it.
I was about to say, you've got to commit at least one crime in that state or you're legally not allowed to leave.
Yeah, you can't be on the podcast if you don't commit crimes with us.
Yeah. That's the deal. If you come on the podcast, you've committed a crime with us. Here's a live update. All of the CI passed for the bundler update. I'm merging that. And we're good to go.
Nice.
Live on the show.
Well, when you can run it and like there's no change to gem file lock, you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Chances are, if you're on an old one and you haven't done those checksums yet or whatever, like that'll be added. But the format of everything is almost exactly the same. So I think it'll be easy enough for people to upgrade. That's good because I remember the days where like 1 to 2, like 1.17 to 2.0 or 2.1 or whatever had issues. But the bundler teams learned a lot and really made a ton of progress in the last few years. Like everything is super smooth these days. So shout out to them.
Yeah, big shout out and thank you to them for their time and effort on this, because their work is making our lives a lot better, faster, easier. Big shout out to everyone who works on that.
It's a thankless thing. Unless you look at the repo, you don't really even know who works on Bundler. You just know it's a part of every single Ruby application, period. You just use it. It's like the same thing of who works on Ruby. If you're not actually looking at it, you just like, oh, there's a new Ruby version. thanks. And you use it and you have no idea really who contributed to it as much. It's probably the same for like all these gems and everything we use too. But yeah, it can be kind of thankless, especially for those core tools. Like you use curl and you use like all these Linux commands all the time. Not a clue who wrote any of those, but use them every single day.
I know who wrote curl. His name's Daniel. I don't think I can pronounce his last name off the top of my head.
Stenberg?
I believe so. Who wrote curl? If I'm wrong, I'm cutting this out. Yeah, Daniel
To
Stenberg.
power part of an IRC bot. Original author and lead developer is the Swedish developer Daniel Stenberg, who created curl to power part of an IRC bot because he wanted to automatically provide currency exchange rates fetched from a website. That is awesome.
He's got a really good blog too. Like I think I follow him on RSS. That's why I know his name.
I've seen Daniel.haxx.se. I've seen that many times on Hacker News or whatever.
His blog is fire. I
didn't put two and two together. Like I didn't realize that was the guy who created curl.
Yeah, step off, bro. I know who wrote curl.
That's awesome.
What are you talking about?
Well, sir, I got to bounce.
Yep.
But it's been good catching up.
I got to merge this PR. So I don't have to hear this slander next episode.
And that Rails 8 PR.
Yeah.
If you're not on Rails 8 by next Thursday.
Well, next Thursday, we're going to talk to Marco. So.
Well, Marco and I will be calling you out.
Bet.
Speaking of, Herb caught some missing HTML closing tags in my code recently. So
nice.
Herb is already paying dividends. So I'm excited. Really excited for that project.
I have a lot of errors in Podia that I have to look at. Some of them are no ops, but I haven't gotten a chance to look at all of them yet. That's on my list for this week.
Yeah.
It's already the end of the week. So why am I pretending I'm going to get to it this week?
There's always another day you could work.
True that. All right, my friend.
Saturday and Sunday, bro.
Yeah, right.
Don't do it. All right. I will
Peace.
catch you next week. Peace.